everyone, my name is Dimanshi Dagur. Welcome to our channel, The Sharp Edge Update. Today, we're going to study about the chapter Electricity. In this chapter, we will study about electric current, electric charge and potential difference. We will also study about the Ohm's law. Now, what is electric current? The rate of flow of electric charge is called electric current, and the SI unit of electric current is ampere, that is represented by the capital letter A.
In today's video, we're gonna study about electricity. So, what is electricity? Electricity is a basic part of our nature and it is one of our most widely used forms of energy. We use electricity virtually every minute of every day. For example, in lighting, heating, refrigeration, air conditioning, power electromagnets, power computers, power televisions, power pumps, power our vehicles. Now, what is electric current? The flow of electric charge is known as electric current. Electric current is denoted by letter I. Electric current is expressed by the rate of flow of electric charges. Rate of flow means the amount of charge flowing through a particular area in unit time. Dear students, the SI unit of electric current is ampere. Ampere is denoted by the letter A. If positive charge flows, direction of electric current is same as direction of flow of charge, and if negative charge flows, the direction of electric current is opposite to direction of flow of charge. The electric current cannot flow through insulator because in insulators protons and electrons are fixed at their position. Now we will study about electric circuit. Do you know what is electric circuit? Electric circuit is a continuous and closed path of electric current. Dear students, as you can see in this diagram, a typical electric circuit comprises a cell, an electric bulb and a switch, and the current flows only if electric circuit forms closed loop. Now we will study about ammeter. Ammeter is an apparatus to measure the value of current. It is always connected in series in a circuit through which the current is to be measured. Each matter contains some protons, electrons and neutrons. Like mass, the charge is the fundamental property of matter. There are two types of charge. Number 1, positive charge, and number 2, negative charge. The charge acquired by a glass rod when rubbed with silk is called a positive charge, and the charge acquired by an ebonite rod when rubbed with wool is called negative charge. Students, the like charges repel each other while unlike charges attract each other. Students, do you know what is electric potential? Electric potential is the work done per unit charge in bringing the charge from infinity to that point against electrostatic force. As you can see in this figure, the work done in bringing the unit charge from infinity to that point is called electric potential. Dear students, do you know in a conductor electrons flow when there is a difference in electric pressure at its ends? This is also called potential difference. In a circuit, this potential difference is created by a battery. So, potential difference is also defined as work done to move a unit charge from one point to another. and the formula for potential difference is work upon charge, or we can say W upon Q, and the SI unit of potential difference is volts. Now we will define 1 volt. The potential difference between 2 points in an electric field is said to be 1 volt if 1 joule of work has to be done in bringing a positive charge of 1 coulomb from one point to another. So 1 volt is equals to 1 joule upon 1 coulomb, or we can say 1 J upon 1 C. Now we will study about voltmeter, an apparatus to measure the potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit. It is always connected in parallel across the points between which the potential difference is to be measured. Now we will study about Ohm's law. Ohm's law states that the electric current is directly proportional to potential difference between 2 points. Now let I be the current and V be the potential difference, as I is directly proportional to V. And to remove the sign of proportionality, we use a constant. So R is a constant for the given conductor and called resistance. So resistance is the property of conductor which resists the flow of electric current through it, and component that is used to resist the flow of electric current in a circuit is called resistor. So the formula for Ohm's law is V is equal to IR. Dear students, the SI unit of resistance is ohm. Now we will study how does Ohm's law work. Dear students, Ohm's law describes the current flow through a resistance when different electric potentials, or we can say voltage, are applied at each end of the resistance. Since we can't see electrons, the model of electric circuits used to help us understand circuits better is the water pipe analogy. Water flowing through pipe is a good mechanical system that is analogous to an electrical circuit. Here, the voltage is analogous to water pressure. The current is the amount of water flowing through the pipe, and the resistance is the size of the pipe. Now, more water will flow through the pipe when more pressure is applied, and the bigger the pipe. Now, we will study the different applications of Ohm's law. The main application of Ohm's law are to determine the voltage, resistance or current of an electric circuit. Second application is Ohm's law is used to maintain the desired voltage drop across the electronic components. And the third application of Ohm's law is Ohm's law is also used in DC ammeter and other DC shunts to divert the current. Now we will study some limitations of Ohm's law. And the first limitation is Ohm's law is not applicable for unilateral electrical elements like diodes and transistors, as they allow the current to flow through in one direction only. And the second limitation is for non-linear electrical elements with parameters like capacitance, resistance, etc., the voltage and current won't be constant with respect to time, making it difficult to use Ohm's law. Dear students, resistive circuits are analyzed using the Ohm's law. The law is often used to find the voltage, current or resistance of the circuit. The law relates these three quantities by the equation V is equals to IR. Dear students, now we will study about the Ohm's law triangle. Ohm's law triangle helps us remember this equation while solving problems. The three quantities V, I and R are superimposed into a triangle with voltage at the top and current and resistance below. The magic VIR triangle can be used to calculate all formulations of Ohm's law. If the value of voltage is asked and the values of the current and resistance are given, then to calculate voltage, simply cover V at the top. So we are left with I and R, or we can say I cross R. So the equation for voltage is current multiplied by resistance. Dear students, I hope you understand the Ohm's law triangle. Dear students, now I will tell you what are ohmic and non-ohmic resistors. Dear students, resistors which follow Ohm's law are called ohmic resistors, while which do not follow Ohm's law are called non-ohmic resistors. And the graphs for ohmic and non-ohmic devices are shown in the figure. In ohmic devices, R is constant, while in non-ohmic devices, R means resistance is not constant. Now, let's study some factors on which resistance depends. And the first factor is the length of conductor. The resistance R is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. This means resistance increases with increase in length of the conductor. That's why long electric wires create more resistance to the electric current. Now, the second factor is area of cross section. Resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of the conductor. This means resistance will decrease with increase in the area of conductor and vice versa. More area of conductor facilitates the flow of electric current through more area and thus decrease the resistance. This is the cause that thick copper wire creates less resistance to the electric current. And the next factor is nature of material. Wire used in electric circuit is made up of different materials, and different materials have different value of resistivity. It is the property of material. So, the resistance R is directly proportional to the resistivity of material. And the next factor is temperature. Resistance also varies with temperature. Resistance increases with increase in temperature and decrease with decrease in temperature. Now we will study about resistivity. What is resistivity? Dear students, the resistivity is the property of material. Since the SI unit of R is ohm and SI unit of area is meter square and SI unit of length is meter. So the unit of resistivity is ohm meter, as the resistivity is equals to resistance into area upon length. Dear students, do you know materials having resistivity in the range of 10 to the power minus 8 to 10 to the power minus 6 are considered as very good conductors. silver has resistivity equal to 1.60 into 10 to the power minus 8 and copper has resistivity equal to 1.62 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. Rubber and glass are very bad conductors, or we can say very good insulators. They have resistivity in the order of 10 to the power 12 ohm meter to 10 to the power 17 ohm meter. Now we will study about variable resistance, or we can say rheostat, the device which is used to vary the resistance in an electric circuit without changing the voltage from the source is called rheostat, and that resistance is called variable resistance. The symbol of variable resistance is shown in the figure.
So, what we have learned in this video? In this video, we studied about electric potential and Ohm's law. Now, what is Ohm's law? The mathematical expression for Ohm's law is V is equals to IR. What is electric potential? Work done in moving a unit charge from one place to another is known as potential difference. Thanks for watching the video.